hardly anyone listens to CDs anymore. Nowadays, consumers are opting for digital formats such as online streaming services, which has rendered physical music formats almost obsolete. However, there is one genre of music that seems to have defined this trend and continues to thrive in the realm of physical album sales. Korean pop music has taken the world by storm in recent years, gaining a massive global following and breaking into international markets. Alongside this meteoric rise in popularity, the demand for physical K-pop albums has also seen a significant increase, both in South Korea and on a global scale. So why are K-pop fans still investing in physical albums when digital music is so readily available and cheaper? Hi everyone, and welcome back to Midnight Theories, and if you're new here, welcome to Midnight Theories. Album sales has always been a significant marker of success and popularity. Entertainment companies and K-pop fans alike have been long obsessed with the numbers, the sheer volume of albums sold, the increasing importance of streaming numbers, and the bragging rights that come with breaking records. However, the shine of these impressive figures tend to fade once we delve into the environmental impact and the behind-the-scenes workings of the industry. In this video, we'll take a little history lesson behind K-pop albums and try to answer why fans still continue to purchase physical copies in the digital age. K-pop has undeniably captured the hearts and wallets of fans around the world, with its alluring mix of captivating music, complex choreographies, cutting-edge fashion, and visually stunning music videos that could rival Hollywood productions. In the cutthroat world of K-pop, artists need every advantage to stand out, whether it's through their music, concept, or album packaging, especially what's inside. If you compare first-gen albums to today, it's a whole different ballpark. During first-gen, albums came in cassettes or CDs housed in jewel cases. You know, those plastic squares with album artwork, lyric booklets, and a few photos. Pretty basic compared to today's standards. And if they were to get fancy, they would sometimes include custom sleeves, a CD-sized poster, and some simple designs on a disc. Fast forward to second gen, aka the MP3 generation, digital downloads started taking over, and physical sales began to dip. To combat this, entertainment companies upped their game by releasing multiple versions of albums and packing them with postcards, DVDs, and photo books. And SM groups took it to the next level by introducing the K-pop world to Photocards, small collectible photos of idols. TVXQ was the first to release these for their Japanese summer single, and Girls' Generation's O album made them a must-have. We didn't entirely ditch the jewel cases just yet, but still, entertainment companies got more creative and started to release custom and unique shaped albums. From third gen onwards, albums became more accessible in the West, increasing international exposure. With the K-pop wave cresting, more groups emerged, each striving to outdo each other with unique styles, concepts, and of course, album goodies. VIX set the bar high with their thematic inclusions, like a slave contract for their Chained Up album and a perfume sample in Eau de VIX. Over time, companies got even more inventive, including everything from shoelaces and craft kits to plushies and bags, leading to the CDs being the least exciting thing about unboxing your album. However, as the album's allure and accompanying goodies grow, a darker trend emerges. K-pop agencies have honed the art of marketing albums as essential collectibles for fans. Limited edition versions, special packaging, and exclusive photo cards generate a fervor among fans, compelling them to snatch up multiple copies to secure these coveted items. In the world of fandom, there exists a profound emphasis on supporting idols in every conceivable way. Purchasing physical albums goes way beyond the mere ownership of music. It becomes a powerful display of dedication and loyalty. But as more articles and posts surface depicting discarded albums dumped across the streets of Korea and Japan, disheartening reality comes to the forefront. The relentless pursuit of exclusivity and the accumulation of album copies have seamlessly led to a surplus that fans no longer have space for in their collection. The photo card has evolved from a simple inclusion into a cultural phenomenon. While Girls' Generation sparked the trend in 2010, the small item quickly took on a life of its own. Typically featuring unreleased selfies or pictures of K-pop idols, these cards are inserted at random into albums, special events, and other merchandise. The thrill of pulling these cards had led some fans to purchase multiple copies, hoping to increase their chances of obtaining their favorite member's card. This pursuit of completing collections or obtaining specific photo cards has opened the door to a trading market that sometimes comes with overpricing and unexpected value fluctuations. For many fans, the act of pulling photo cards is an exhilarating experience. It adds an element of surprise to the album purchase, reminiscent of blind boxes. The anticipation of discovering which member's card you'll receive becomes a part of the excitement. Some fans even turn to trading or buying from other collectors to complete their own collection. However, this is where prices can quickly escalate. Believe it or not, these little pieces of paper with your favorite bias printed on them can sometimes be even more valuable than the actual album itself. Resellers on platforms like Mercari offer photocards at various price points, ranging from a modest $5 to astonishing $1,000 or more. The price of photocards is influenced by factors such as condition, location, group popularity, member popularity, and the type of packaging or event it was pulled from. These prices are often dictated by the Korean and Japanese online markets, where the photocard collecting culture originated. However, demand and member preferences of fans in different countries can also influence prices. Entertainment companies are well aware of the bulk buying phenomenon and often design albums with this in mind. Limited edition, multiple versions, exclusive photo cards, pre-order benefits, website inclusions, and fan sign and Fancalls are all strategies to encourage fans to purchase more copies. This trend has evolved beyond group order managers to include superfans, collectors, and many individuals, creating a new, uncontrollable beast in the market. The K-pop industry had a prolific 2021, especially in terms of CD sales. According to the Korea's album sales tracker, Circle Chart, formerly known as the GAN chart, over 54.5 million K-pop CDs were sold worldwide in the first 50 weeks of 2021, marking a 31% increase from the 41.7 million copies sold in 2020. The momentum continued with a staggering 74.1 million albums sold in 2022, and the industry achieved an unprecedented milestone in 2023 of 100 million physical sales domestically. However, as we peel back the layers, we uncover the darker truth: the environmental toll of mass-producing physical albums. The environmental impact of album sales cannot be ignored. From the excessive use of plastic in packaging to the carbon emission generated from the production and transportation process. With fans clamoring to purchase multiple copies of the same album for the inclusions to boost sales figures, the cycle of consumption perpetuates a cycle of waste that is harmful to the planet. The year 2020 and beyond significantly changed the production and consumption of K-pop around the world. With no concerts, no fan meetings, and no personal interactions with idols outside of messaging subscriptions, entertainment companies introduced Fancalls. This new form of connection became a vital lifeline for fans, further fueling the trend of bulk buying as fans sought ways to engage with their favorite idols in the absence of in-person events. This allowed fans to interact with idols from anywhere in the world. Essentially, you buy an album or multiple albums to increase your chances. You then get entered into a raffle and hope you get chosen for a fan call. If selected, you get to have a video call with the idol for a specified amount of time. While bulk buying doesn't necessarily diminish an artist's popularity, the problem arises when excessive copies end up as plastic waste. On online communities and social media platforms like Twitter, users have posted complaints about piles of abandoned K-pop CDs. In 2017, TWICE released their fourth mini-album, Signal. In its first week, the EP sold over 114,000 copies, breaking their own record for the highest girl group first week album sales, previously held by TWICE coaster Lane 1, with 113,000 copies sold. The thing is, many artists are reported as 500,000 or million album sellers, but these numbers become less impressive when considering what happens to some of these physical albums. In 2020, NCT released their second full-length album, Resonance Part 1, surpassing first-gen group HOT for the highest album sales by an SM artist, with over 1.5 million albums sold. Yet, boxes of the album were dumped near the trash, according to Twitter user Joseph Kim. In 2021, NCT released their third studio album, Universe, which recorded over 1.7 million stock pre-orders. A fan tweeted about finding boxes of Universe album being thrown away at a train station and sold the next day. ATEEZ's 2021 EP Zero Fever Part 2 sold over 500,000 physical copies, yet boxes filled with the album were tossed on the streets of Seoul. The same year, Astro's second studio album, All Yours, which sold more than 250,000 copies, was left by the roadside by a fan. And let's not forget the Japanese Carrots, 17's fandom name. Netizens were outraged when hundreds of 17's recent album, 17 Is Right Here, were dumped in bulk on the streets of Japan, complete with signs saying, "Feel free to take any you want." The year before, Korean Carrots faced criticism for leaving open albums in public spaces and on the streets. Other netizens have found albums by Stray Kids, TWICE, Jungkook, CB1, and more tossed in dumpsters, in public restrooms, and on the streets. It's like a K-pop crime scene out there. International fans aren't off the hook either. When K-pop albums first hit stores like Target and Walmart, many of these stores had to lock up the albums or require employee assistance because people kept opening them and swiping the photo cards and other goodies. The Korea Consumer Agency dropped some eye-opening stats on March 7, 2023. A whopping 52.7% of K-pop fans buy albums mainly for the fandom goods, with 5.7% actually using the CDs to listen to music. In a survey of 500 consumers, among the respondents, 75.9% purchased albums for their collection, 52.7% were in it for the goods, and 25.4% applied for events. As we've seen, many bulk buyers strip out the incentives and toss the albums aside as trash, resell them, or give them away. But some fans take a different route, donating them to hospitals and charities. While it might seem like the fans have good intentions, these organizations are practically begging K-pop fans to stop dumping these albums on them. On one of Korea's largest online communities, a user shared a plea from their father, who allegedly runs an orphanage. The post revealed how the non-profit organization is constantly bombarded with, quote, useless K-pop idol albums. The user post exposed how K-pop fandoms, in their zealous support for idols, quote, dump tens of thousands of albums that are open without photocards or other extras. These, quote, used quality CDs then become nothing but luggage that take up storage space. Many will question why the orphanage didn't simply reject these donations. The user clarified that it's not easy for nonprofits to selectively choose which donations to accept or decline. Rejecting the albums may create a negative perception and could impact the opportunity to receive more appropriate donations. As the post gained attention, employees of other nonprofit organizations spoke up in agreement. They emphasized that there is a limited demand for open, unused, and scratched albums. These, quote, used quality CDs even end up having no real use and becoming a burden for these organizations. To add another layer of complexity, an anonymous Red Cross employee claimed that some fans would go as far as reporting nonprofits for turning down album donations. And what's really sad about this whole situation is how the artists must feel seeing their hard work tossed away. Many of these artists pour their hearts and souls into the music and album creation process. Months of hard work, dedication, and artistic expression culminate in an album that fans eagerly anticipate. Yet, some so-called fans seem to forget the immense effort and love that went into producing them. It's a slap into the face to the artists who invest so much into their crafts. Each album can carry a significant emotional investment for them as they strive to convey their thoughts, experiences, and personalities through their music. From the selection of songs to album concepts, some idols are involved in every step of the creative process. Their albums become a reflection of their identity and artistic growth. When fans show their appreciation by purchasing albums, it validates their hard work and talent, and reinforces the belief that their music has touched people's lives, and in turn, motivates them to continue creating. However, seeing their albums tossed aside could leave them feeling underappreciated and question their worth as artists. And it turns out, these so-called fans aren't the only ones tossing albums. Within the K-pop industry, it's customary for singers to promote their latest releases by gifting physical albums to celebrities and officials. This act serves as both a promotional tactic and show goodwill. However, a netizen's discovery in 2015 exposed what they saw behind the embassy building. The netizens stumbled upon a pile of discarded albums in the trash, most of which were from lesser-known singers. What caught the attention were the albums from big-name celebrities, including GOT7, Infinite F, Davichi, and more. These albums even had autographs and personal messages. In recent years, the traditional measures of album sales as a mark of success in the music industry has become increasingly underwhelming. While the rise of digital and streaming platforms has undoubtedly reshaped the way we consume music, another factor contributing to the decline that has often gone under the radar is the practice of Sajaegi in the K-pop industry. Sajaegi, a term that originated in Korea, refers to the illicit method of bulk buying albums to manipulate chart rankings and artificially inflate sales figures. This deceptive tactic has become an open secret within the K-pop world, casting a shadow over the legitimacy of album sales and chart performances. At its core, Sajaegi is a continuous issue that has sparked heated debates among fans, industry insiders, and critics alike. Many argue that such unethical practices not only compromise the integrity of music charts, but also create an uneven playing field, garnering certain artists and entertainment companies an unfair advantage. This act can take various forms, ranging from entertainment agencies bulk buying their own CDs, to employing tactics such as using bots or computer farms to artificially inflate streaming numbers. It's also important to emphasize that not all K-pop companies resort to such deceitful tactics. There are numerous genuinely successful K-pop artists and groups whose album sales are primarily driven by authentic fan support and legitimate market demand. As the global conversation around environmental consciousness intensifies, the K-pop industry is being urged to reevaluate its practices and consider the impact of its actions on the planet. One group that is spearheading this movement is K-pop for Planet, an action group dedicated to raising awareness about the environmental impact of K-pop consumption. Through their campaign, K-pop for Planet collected 8,000 unwanted K-pop albums from fans and delivered them to South Korean entertainment companies, including HYBE, JYP, and SM Entertainment, in a way to illustrate the amount of waste they create. In response to the growing concern about sustainability, K-pop powerhouse YG Entertainment started taking baby steps towards making albums more environmentally sustainable. In 2021, they announced that they started producing eco-friendly packaging, kicking off with Minho of Winner's solo album To Infinity. Head leader Yi Bong-young of YG's production and marketing group shared that because their artists like Blackpink advocate for the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, they felt compelled to contribute to environmental protection. Following YG's lead, JYP Entertainment announced plans to release digital-only albums to reduce environmental impact. They're also looking to cut down on waste by digitally distributing songs, behind-the-scenes content, lyric, and photo books, while fans would only receive physical photo cards. They are also considering eco-friendlier production options for photo cards and minimizing packaging materials for albums and artist merchandise. While JYP hasn't fully eliminated physical albums yet, the move towards digital-only releases raises the question of whether they will eventually go completely digital. YG and JYP aren't the only companies making eco-friendly moves. HYBE announced in 2022 that they would begin releasing digital-only albums, dubbed the Weverse album versions, alongside physical album versions for their groups like 17 and NewJeans. BTS rapper J-Hope also released his 2022 album Jack in the Box without a physical CD. It still contains photo cards and other goodies, but the album comes with minimal packaging and fans can scan a QR code inside to download the music separately. On the surface, going digital sounds like a win for the environment, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Sure, we're cutting down on plastic waste, but all this digitalization isn't without its own ecological footprint. Servers are needed to store all the data, and every K-pop company decides to host their own streaming platforms. We're talking about a whole new set of environmental concerns. It raises questions like what will happen to these servers? If people stop listening to K-pop, will these companies keep burning natural resources to power and maintain servers with no audiences? But hey, not all energy has to be damaging. They could also be powered by servers with renewable resources. And I'm not trying to be negative here. All these options have its own positives and negatives to weigh in. But at the end of the day, K-pop at its very core is business. It's an industry driven by numbers, innovation, and fan engagement. While the shift to digital might seem like a sustainable solution, it's crucial to remember the hidden environmental costs associated with it. And listen, I'm not telling anyone to stop buying albums or stop streaming. Rather, let's make informed choices and advocate for positive change in the industry. Fans and companies alike have the power to make a difference. By embracing renewable energy sources and reducing waste, the K-pop community can set new standards for eco-conscious entertainment. If you like these type of videos, recommend which group or topic I should cover next. And as always, thank you for watching and enjoy your stay.